Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, 1986, as determined by the Strat-O-Matic computer and the NBC Game of the Week all season long. It's not the Boston Red Sox and the Angels, it's the Yankees and the Angels, and they are tied at one game apiece after 2 games in New York. Back for potentially 3 more games. In fact, it will require at least all 3 games in California before somebody can win 4 games in the series. So this is game 1 of that series here in California. 2 veterans on the mound for each team. For the Angels, it is right-hander Don Sutton. And for the Yankees, it is veteran lefty Ron Guidry. So veteran against veteran. And we are at Anaheim Stadium. Look at our starting lineups. I was trying to get the Yankee colors the best I could, but when I put this white in here against the gray, apparently I didn't make the gray dark enough, and the white's not really showing up. So it's Henderson in center, Randolph at second, Mattingly at first, Winfield in right, Easler's the DH, Pasqua's in left, Pagarula's at third, Skinner catching, and Tollison at shorts. I don't know if those positions showed up on camera very well. Downing, I accidentally listed him as a DH and Jackson as a DH together, so I had to switch and make sure Downing is in left field for this game. And there's your lineup for the Angels. Benches and bullpens. All bullpen pitchers are well rested now because of the day off for travel, so there's no fatigue issues for any of the relievers in this game. So let's get this going here with game number 3, American League Championship Series. And leading things off for the Yankees. In fact, we'll do it one at a time, maybe make it easier here. Leading off for the Yankees is the speedster Ricky Henderson. Henderson will be on there to face Don Sutton. Got our dice right here for payoff pitch. Got my charts over here to the side. So I've got them ready to go when they're called upon. Not using the fast action cards, just using the charts and the dice. All right, we are ready to go. And also, just like I did for the National League Championship game, I am scoring the game on the Bob Carpenter, what I call mini scorebook, the mini version. So there's the Yankee side, and there is the California side. Okay, Ricky Henderson. Going to start us off against Don Sutton, veteran Don Sutton. 2 Hall of Famers starting out facing each other. Game 3 underway. 6 is tough. 0-5, that's a strikeout. So Ricky, he lost that number and he lost that battle in the at-bat with Sutton. He is down on strikes, 1 away for Willie Randolph. And Willie Randolph, the second baseman, number 2 hitter. Sutton, tough again. This time 84, out of range. It's going to be a ground ball to short. Handled easily by Schofield. 2 up and 2 down. Go the Yankees here in the first. And now Donnie Baseball stepping to the plate. Sutton has found his tough result twice. 5, this time it's in play. 35 for Mattingly in play is a base hit. So Don Mattingly gets a 2-out single. 2-out single for Donnie Baseball. He is aboard. No threat to do any kind of stealing. Dave Winfield, the batter. Thought about putting Easler as the cleanup man and Winfield 5th, but I did flip him around, so Winfield is your cleanup man. We get an 8, which is patient 44. Patient 44 is going to be a walk to Dave Winfield. So all of a sudden, Sutton having some issues with 2 outs. Trying to get that third and final out. Mattingly will take second base. And Winfield is your runner at first. For the hitman, Mike Easler, designated hitter, coming up with a chance to do some damage here in the top of the first. After it looked like Sutton was going to get through the top of the first pretty no problems. But Sutton's got to work now. 8 is patient. 10, that's another walk. So the bases are now loaded. A single and 2 walks after the first 2 are out. And the Yankees have loaded the bases for left fielder Dan Pasqua. So Sutton really has to bear down here. He's found himself in a heap of trouble here in the first. 12 is patient again. 25, that's another walk. He's going to force in a run. So Don Sutton, 3 consecutive walks, and he has just lost focus of the strike zone. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. So how about that? 3 consecutive walks. Don't know if I've seen that before, but we're seeing it here. An RBI walk for Dan Pasqua. And the bases remain loaded for Mike Pagliarulo. Dangerous hitter to have the bases loaded. He had 28 home runs on the season, 26 of those against the righties. So he's got some good power numbers. His wheelhouse is 1-89. So Sutton's got to be careful not to roll a 3 or potentially a 4 for the ballpark. But he did roll a 3 right on cue. It is the wheelhouse. It is a 60. Kaboom! Mike Pagliarulo, a grand salami. And just like that, it is 5-0 Yankees. Here in the top of the first, this is eerily similar to the game in Yankee Stadium when the Angels blew out the Yankees. So the Yankees are looking for some retribution right away. Mike Pagliarulo with the grand slam. I said Sutton had to avoid the 3, and he didn't do it. He found the 3, and with Pagliarulo's wheelhouse result being so high, it didn't take much to get it out of here. It is a 5-0 lead for the Yankees. 2 down, and Joel Skinner and Sutton just in disbelief. Got the first 2 outs so easily. 10 is in play. 18, he's still not going to get out of it. Joel Skinner will get a base hit. So the Yankees going to send 9 men to the plate at least because the number 9 hitter, Wayne Tollison's coming to the plate. And Ricky Henderson's back on deck. Who would have thought that? He struck out to start the game. Now he's back on deck. Might get a chance to hit again. Sutton, 6. This time he found a tough result. 73 is going to finally get out of the inning. It's a ground ball to short. And we'll say that Schofield goes a short way to the second baseman, Gritch. 6-4 fielder's choice, but 9 go to the plate for the Yankees, and 5 of them cross. The end of half an inning of play. It is Yankees 5, the Angels coming to bat, and the happiest guy in the building is probably Ron Guidry. He's been given a 5-0 lead to work with. And, boy, they better get their hitting shoes on like they had in the second game in New York because they could be in trouble big time. Yankees getting that momentum right back. 6 on Guidry is tough. 82, that's going to be a fly to center for Gary Pettis. 1 down. And that will bring us to Bobby Gritch. Gritch, the number 2 hitter. 7 is in play. 42 is going to be out of range. 42 is a pop-up to third. Pagliarulo is right there. 2 down for Wally Joyner. Well, this is the way Guidry, Sutton started, was getting the first 2 outs. So let's see if Guidry can get that elusive third out. 8 is in play. 43 he will. 43 is going to be a ground ball right back to Guidry, and it's a very pedestrian 1-2-3 inning for Ron Guidry. And, boy, Don Sutton didn't get much chance to rest. He's got to go back out after a 3-up, 3 down by his teammates. But Sutton could be on a short leash. Vern Rule is already doing a little bit of loosening in the bullpen. He is their long reliever. So he could certainly be coming in earlier than he thought. So we're back to the top of the order since the Yankees sent all 9 to the plate in the first. They're going to start out the way they started the first with Ricky Henderson. That is a 4. That's ballpark. And 82, though, is in play. So Ricky Henderson has an in-play chance. And in play 52 is going to be a ground ball to third. So DeSensei takes care of it. 1 down, and here's Willie Randolph. Randolph grounded to short his first trip. Sutton, 3 is wheelhouse, 40, but it's out of range on Randolph. So luckily for Sutton, he hit the wheelhouse on a non-power hitter. So Randolph, most of his power is against lefties. So 40 for Randolph is out of range. It's going to end up being a pop to third. So the Sensei will make that play. 2 up and 2 down, but that's how the first inning started. And then Donnie Baseball got it all started with seemingly an innocent single, but you know the rest. Sutton, 7 is tough. 68. This time he's going to get it through a 1-2-3 inning on a ground ball to short. And Schofield makes the play. 1-2-3. Go the Yankees in the second, but they still lead it 5-0. And boy, the Anaheim crowd didn't get a chance to really get into it. They found themselves down early, so they're trying to get their mates going. Here's Brian Downing against Guidry. 2 is wheelhouse, 76 against the lefty. It's still out of range, though. 76 is a fly to center, so just a long fly ball to Ricky Henderson, 1 down. And that'll bring up George Hendrick. He's in there against the lefty. He gets 299 against lefties, only 229 against righties. Rupert Jones would be in there if a right-hander was pitching, but it's George Hendrick time. 6 is tough, 77. That's going to be well out of range. That is another fly to center. So Ricky Henderson puts it away. He's got 3 putouts of the first 5 outs. So they're getting the ball in the air, but not much going on. Here's Reggie Jackson, the DH. 6 is tough again, 10. That's a strikeout. First strikeout for Guidry. And nothing doing for California here in the second. We go to the top of the third. It'll be Mr. Winfield leading things off against Sutton. 4 is ballpark, 37. That's in the wheelhouse. So Winfield on a 1 to 37 would go deep. Anything 70 or less, he still gets a hit. That's an 88, though. It's going to be a ground ball to short. So Sutton put one right where he didn't want it, but Winfield missed it. Just grounds, hits a hard grounder to Schofield for out number 1. Here's the hitman, Mike Easler. And he was one of a couple guys that walked. He started a string of 3 straight walks. That's what really got Sutton in trouble, was all those walks. 8 is patient. Speaking of walks, 38. Not going to be a walk this time. Easler's going to give himself a base hit. So Mike Easler with a 1-out single brings up Dan Pasqua. Sutton, 3 is wheelhouse. That's bad news. 64 is a double. A double on a wheelhouse, and I believe on a wheelhouse on the charts that the runners get the full complement of bases. I will verify that, but I believe that's what the case is on runner advancement on wheelhouse. Yep, all runners advance an extra base, so that means Easler will score, and Pasqua has himself an RBI double. It is now 6-0, favor the Yankees, and Sutton just about needing some relief. In fact, they're going to make the move to the bullpen right now, and it won't be to Vern Rule. They want a lefty in there to get out of the inning, so they need a short reliever to get through the inning. Then they'll come back probably with Vern Rule after that. But right now they're going to Gary Lucas, a lefty out of the bullpen. So Gary Lucas will be coming on, and Sutton can't get out of the second inning. He goes an inning and a third, actually. 6 runs are his responsibility. The 7th run, Pasqua, is also his responsibility. But now Pagliarulo is going to turn around and bat against Lucas. He's only a 196 hitter against lefties, so with limited power. So that's why he's in there. 6 is in play, but that's an 09 in play, and it's still going to be a base hit. 09 in play. Pasqua will hold at third base with only 1 out. Up 6-0. They're not going to attempt a whole lot of stuff. Not take any chances on the bases. No need to. I mean, you're up 6-0. You don't have to be but so aggressive. So Pasqua will stop at third. And that brings up Joel Skinner, infield double play depth, looking for the double play. He does hit into if you get a 6 on the D6s, that would be a double play. 6 or less, I should say. 4 is in play, 56. In play, 56 is out of range. 56 is a ground ball to third, and that's a 4. So the 6 double play, right on cue. There you go. That's why you play the infield at double play depth. It's going to be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. And Gary Lucas does his job, pitches out of it, keeps the Yankees to only 1 run. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 6-0 Yankees. It's going to be all for Lucas. He will be done, and Vern Rule will be coming in to carry most of the load for the Angels going forward. And I realize I misspelled Vern Rule's name up there. Got the H and the U backwards. It's actually R-U-H-L-E, so a little typo there. Not that it matters. But he will be coming in to start the 4th inning. So that's all for Lucas. He's going to go 2/3. While Sutton goes in inning in a third, and then Vern Rule going to have to do the majority of the lifting. All right, Doug DeSensei will lead things off. That's a 6, which is tough. 0-8, that's a strikeout. Strikeout for Guidry. Bob Boone. And this is eerily similar to game 2, but only in reverse. That's an 8, which is in play 41. That's going to be out of range. 41 is a ground ball to first, and Mattingly will take it to the bag himself. 2 up and 2 down for Dick Schofield, number 9 hitter. 9 is tough. 58. Tough 58's out of range. 58's a fly to right. Put away out there by Mr. Winfield and Guidry. 9 up and 9 down against the Angels. We go the 4th. 6-0. And Vern Rule, the new pitcher for the Angels, he's going to be asked to carry the load. He has a long relief rating. So he will be asked to at least go 3 innings, I would think, to try to keep their bullpen from going through in one game. You don't want to blow your whole bullpen out in one game. So here is Tollison. He will lead off. That's a 9, which is in play 41. That's out of range. 41's a pop to short. Schofield is there, 1 down. Back to the top of the order for Ricky. He's actually 0 for 2 in this game. 9 is in play. 53 is going to be 0 for 3. 53 is a ground ball to Sensei at third. 2 down. And it's going to bring up Willie Randolph. 7 is in play. 0-1. That's going to be a double for Willie Randolph. A 2-out double for Willie Randolph, and the Angels still struggling to get that 1-2-3 inning. They got it in the second, and that was it. Yankees have gotten multiple base runners on since then. Here's Mattingly. 8 is in play. 11, that's going to be a base hit. Randolph runs with 2 outs. If it's a 6 or better, he scores. His run rating is a 6, so he will score. RBI single for Don Mattingly. And it's an even touchdown now, 7-0 Yankees. 7-0 Yankees. Oh, wait a minute. What was Randolph doing? Oh, he got a double. That's right. I wrote it in as a single. I remember he got a double now. That's what he was doing at second base. My scorebook, I had a single there by accident. It is a RBI single for Don Mattingly. 7-0. Here's Winfield. 6 is tough. 0-3 struck him out to end the inning, but damage done. Another run is in. Yankees lead it 7-0. And Ron Guidry just cruising along as the Yankees look to reclaim momentum and the advantage in the series. Guidry to Pettis. And that is a 7, which is in play 63. That's going to be well out of range. That's a fly to left. Pasqua will put it away. 1 down for Bobby Grich. And of course, Houston leads the Mets 3-0, so the winner of this series is likely to play Houston in the World Series. 5 is patient. 90, that's definitely, not definitely, but he only goes to 78, so 90 is going to be out of here. It's ground ball to short. Tollison is there, 2 down. And it's going to send up Wally Joyner, Wally World. But he only hit .234 against lefties. 10 is ballpark. 67, that's in play in Anaheim Stadium. A 67 is in play. So we're going to Joyner in play. It's got to be a 22 or less. It is not. It's a 52, which is a liner right to Tollison at short to end the inning. So 12 up and 12 down go the Angels, as Ron Guidry is still enjoying the run support. Vern Rule back out. Again, he's got to take one for the team and go as far as he can to save that bullpen for the rest of the series. They got 2 more games in Anaheim they got to cover, so they can't blow out all their bullpen. Here's Easler. 6 is tough. 0-2. That's a strikeout. So Vern Rule strikes out Mr. Easler. Out number 1. And that is the first. Henderson struck out to start the game, and since then there have been no strikeouts since then. But that's the first one since the very first pitch of the game. Here's Pasqua. 6 is tough. 54. Another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Vern Rule. And that will bring up Mike Pagliarulo. He of the grand slam that really put this game almost on ice for the Yankees from the get-go. 9 is in play. 87 definitely out of range. 87's a ground ball to second. Bobby Grich is there. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Vern Rule, and he's doing exactly what Gene Mauch wants, which is get him some innings. Save his bullpen. Bottom of the 5th we go. Brian Downing leads off against Guidry. First time up for Downing. Resulted in a fly to center. That's a 6, which is tough. 40. Tough 40 against a lefty is a strikeout for Brian Downing. So down on strikes he goes. 1 down, and that brings up George Hendrick. 3 is tough again. 17. Another strikeout for Guidry. Louisiana Lightning has it going for him. Here's Reggie Jackson. 5 is patient. 63. That's going to be a walk. So the first base runner for the Angels in the game is a Reggie Jackson walk. 2-out walk to Reggie Jackson. First Angel base runner. Brings up DeSensei. That's a 7, which is in play. 65. That's going to be a grounder to second. Randolph will just throw to Mattingly to end the inning. 4-3 put out, and that's going to do it for the bottom of the 5th for the Angels. They are done. We go to the 6th. Still 6-0. Vern Rule back out. They want him at least to get through this inning if possible, and maybe go through the 7th as well if he's effective. Here's Joel Skinner. 8 is in play, but a 15 is going to be a base hit for Joel Skinner. So even the bottom portion of the Yankee lineup getting it done. Skinner now is 2 for 3. Brings up Wayne Tollison. He's one of the few that do not have a hit yet. Wayne Tollison. Rule 7 is in play. In play 91 is a ground ball to second. That's a 7, so there's no double play there. But Skinner will be retired on a fielder's choice, and Tollison will reach. It's going to go 6-4, fielder's choice. And we're back to the top of the order for Ricky Henderson. Rule 6 tough, 86, tough 86, ground ball to short. Double play chance, he's a 6, which fits there, and he's a 6, so it's a double play. Ricky Henderson hits into a double play. Very unusual, but I guess he hit into a few of them. He hits the ball so hard. It's going to go 6-4-3 for a double play. And that will take care of the Yankees here in the 6th. And Vern Rule will come out and pitch the 7th. They're going to keep him going as long as they have to. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 6-0 Yankees. 7-0 Yankees, I should say. Still 7-0 Yankees. They lead by a touchdown and the extra point. So now Bob Boone will lead things off, followed by Schofield and Pettis. 10 is ballpark. 99, though, is in play. So we're looking for an in play for Boone. He needs a 23 or less to get a hit. He does not. 69 is a ground ball to second. 1 down. And Bob Boone is out of there. Here's Schofield. Guidry to Schofield. 8 is in play. 27, and there's your first base hit of the game. No hitter is gone in the 6th inning. Dick Schofield breaks it up with a 1-out single for Dick Schofield. He breaks up the no-hitter. If he'd have been facing a righty, that would have been an out, but against a lefty, he gets the hit. So the no-hitter is no more. Guidry now looking to just dispose of the Angels as quickly as possible. 10 is ballpark. 19, that's a wheelhouse for Gary Pettis. Not much power, a 1-13 for a homer, but anything 51 or less, he gets a hit. And what do you know, at 99 is a fly to right. You get a wheelhouse and you still can't take advantage of it. It is a fly to right for out number 2 for Bobby Grich. 8 is in play, 41. That's going to be out of range. 41 is a pop to first. Mattingly is there. Inning's over. The only drama now is gone because the no-hitter is no longer. Still 7-0 Yankees. Still 7-0 Yankees. As we go to the top of the 7th, it'll be Randolph, Mattingly, and Winfield due up for the Yankees. Rule 10, Patient 49. That will be a leadoff walk to Willie Randolph. And now you wonder if Rule might be starting to tire a bit, so the bullpen for the Angels is starting to move around a little bit. Looks like Chuck Finley, a lefty, is loosening. 12 is defense. First defense. Well, that's a 30, though. So 30 is a wild pitch. That's going to override the defensive check because he has a wild pitch rating of 30. That is a 30. So Vern Rule just uncorked one. We won't have to worry about a defensive check because it's a wild pitch. 10 is patient. 96, though, is going to be out of range. It's going to be a fly to right. One down. And we're not even going to worry about Randolph trying to move up to second base. That would be really not important at this point, 7-0. On a patient, on a fly to right, I'm not sure you can even get to third. They're not even going to, it's not worth even trying to calculate it, to be honest with you. So here's Winfield. Oh, that red die did not go through. Let's try that again. 3 of them went through. The red die missed it. Try it again. 10 is patient, 59 for Winfield, patient 59, and that's a base hit. And station-to-station baseball with the score 7-0. They're going to play station-to-station by default until we get to 2 outs. Then we'll use the run rating boost to get the extra base. But right now we're just going to play station-to-station. And that's going to be it for Vern Rule. He's going to come out. They got as much as they could out of him. And now Chuck Finley, a lefty, is coming on for the Angels. Chuck Finley will be on to face. He will be on to face. Let's see here. He will be on to face. I mean, what was Randolph doing at second? I thought he singled. I wrote it as a single. He might have doubled. For some reason, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's because of the score of the game. I don't know. But Easler now will have to deal with the left-hander Finley, although they may pinch hit for Easler here. I think they will. They're going to give Gary Renicky some at-bats. So Renicky will take over as the DH. Get him some at-bats with the score being what it is. They will bring in Mr. Renicky and let him be the DH. So Renicky will take over in the DH spot for the Yankees. And he'll be facing Mr. Finley. Infield double play depth. Actually, no, you know what? He's only a 4 double play rating. They're going to play in. That's a 10, which is patient 12. That's a walk. So Finley comes in and walks Renicky to start us off. Start off the time we have. And Renicky will now be lifted for a pinch runner, Henry Cotto. Henry Cotto will now take over as a pinch runner and stay in the game to DH. But now the bases are loaded for Dan Pasqua. But they will call Pasqua back, I do believe. Or will they? Let's see. No, they're going to let Pasqua hit. They're going to let Pasqua hit. Infield is in. 9 in play. 31 is a wild pitch. So it doesn't matter. He's going to wild pitch in a run. Wild pitch by Finley brings in a run. That's how Randolph got to second base. It was the wild pitch from Rule. That's what I was missing. Now I'm looking at this. I'll get it straight in a minute. So the wild pitch moves the runners up as Randolph scores and Cotto and Winfield take second and third, respectively, on the wild pitch. Infield remains in. It is now 8-0. 11 is in play, 56. That's going to be out of range. 56 is a ground ball to third. And with the infield in, they won't risk it. They'll just leave Winfield where he is. 2 down for Pagliarulo, but I think they're going to call Pagliarulo back. Possibly. And they're going to let... Let's see, who do they want to let to play third base? Who do they want to use to play third base? That's a good question. If they take him out, do they have another third baseman? I don't think they have another third baseman because you got Fischlin and Meacham. They can only play second and short. Renicky is the only one that is rated to play third, and he is the DH, so you would lose the DH if you did that. So, given those circumstances, I think Pagliarulo is going to stay in the game. 8 is patient. 66, that's out of range. That's going to be a ground ball to short to end the inning. So 1 run comes in for the Yankees, and they now lead it by the score of 8-0. As Chuck Finley did what he could to get out of the mess. Fatigue for Guidry is only a 6. He's pitched 6 innings, but he's pitching a shutout, so you're not going to really worry too much about what's going on for fatigue because he's pitching the shutout. So they will leave him in the game for now. You'll be facing Joyner, Downing, and Hendrick. But it is the 7th inning stretch, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll get ready for the 7th inning stretch. Okay, no music this time. I didn't have it ready, and just want to get this game going and over with. To be honest with you, it's 8-0. I do have limited recording time on this Saturday morning, so I want to get Game 4 in of the NLCS and record that so before I have to leave. So we're going to bypass all that, although there were wholesale substitutions for the Yankees with a big lead. They have moved Cotto into the DH because he pinch ran for Renicky. We have Fischlin taking over at second base for Randolph. Claudel Washington takes over in center field for Henderson. Phil Lombardi is the new catcher for Skinner, and Bobby Meacham is the new shortstop for Tollison. So the Yankees have used their entire bench, and it may not be long before the Angels start to do the same with some of their players, give them some at-bats. Especially if they get Guidry out and start bringing a righty reliever in, they could probably use some of those lefties off the bench like Will Fong and Howell that haven't had much chance to play in the series. Right now, Guidry, 6 is tough. 0-2 struck him out. So Guidry says, I might be here a while, as he strikes out Wally Joyner. Here's Brian Downing. 8 is in play. 98, though, is going to be a fly to left. 2 down. 2 down. And that brings us to George Hendrick. 5 is patient. 0-3. It will be a walk for George Hendrick. Second walk issued by Guidry. But make no mistake at all, he has been in charge the entire time. And Reggie Jackson will step up. Guidry, 5, patient, 29. That's going to be another walk. So back-to-back walks by Guidry. Puts 2 on. It's the first time the Angels have had 2 runners on in the ball game. 2 runners in the same inning. This is the first time it's happened, so maybe Guidry's starting to tire a bit. We shall see. There are 2 outs. They're trying to get him through the inning, get him 7 innings in the books, then go to the bullpen. Here's DeSensei. 7 is in play. 10, that's going to be a base hit for DeSensei. Hendrick runs at a rating of 5, so he does not get the automatic 2-base jaunt. They could try to score him, but down 8-0. I don't think you want to take a chance on the base paths. The bases are now loaded. Bob Boone is your scheduled hitter. He is being called back. And let's see who they want to bring in to pinch hit for for Bob Boone. They're going to bring in, looks like they're going to bring in Rick Burleson to hit for Boone. He hits 248 against the lefties. Boone only hits 217. So Burleson will hit for Boone, and then Narron will take over as the catcher. Jerry Narron. So Narron will take over in the catching duties for Bob Boone, but right now Rick Burleson's the hitter with the bases loaded. Bases loaded and 2 down. All this started with 2 outs. Guidry got the first 2 outs with no issues, but now we're going to have Burleson pinch hitting, and then Narron going to catch in the 8th. All right, Burleson chance with the bases loaded to make it interesting. 7 is in play. 39, though, is going to be out of range. 39 is a pop-up to second, fielded by Fischlin, and the Angels leave them loaded. That was their best chance to break on the scoreboard. They couldn't do it, and that's going to be it for Guidry. He's going to go 7 innings, and that will do it for Mr. Guidry. They will cap him at 7 innings. He pitches 7 shutout innings, but you can see he was starting to fade a little bit. So he will be out of there, and they will go to the bullpen for the remainder of the game. For the Angels, let's see what they want to do in their bullpen. Chuck Finley only faced 3 batters, so I would think he could still pitch some more. Let's take a look here of all the maneuvering that the Yankees did. They're going to lead off with Phil Lombardi, the new catcher, who subbed in for Skinner. So Lombardi, and I forgot to write that on my score sheet, so let's do that. Lombardi is the catcher. Meacham is the shortstop, and he will bat next. And then Fischlin takes over at second for Randolph, with Claudell Washington in center for Henderson. All those changes are logged in. So leading off will be Lombardi. 9 is in play. 87, though, is going to be a ground ball to short. So Schofield makes the play, 1 down. And, of course, the new catcher is Jerry Narron for the Angels. So that'll bring up Bobby Meacham, his first at bat against the lefty Finley. 8 is patient. 09, that'll be a walk to Bobby Meacham. So Bobby Meacham will draw the 1-out walk. And that's going to send us to Claudell Washington. 8 again is patient. 85, though, is going to be out of range. 85 is a ground ball to second. That's an 8. His double play is a 9, but his is only a 4, so they will get the force play. And Claudell Washington will reach on the fielder's choice. It's going to go 4 to 6 on the fielder's choice. And it brings up Fischlin for his first at bat. 7 is tough. 77, that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we will get a new pitcher for the Yankees. We'll also get, that's going to do it for Finley as well. So the Yankees will turn to right-hander Tim Stoddard out of the bullpen. So Tim Stoddard is your pitcher. And he will be starting out facing Schofield as Guidry goes 7 shutout frames. And Schofield is your leadoff man now with all these lefties. What do you do? But you're going to use Schofield because you've already burned your shortstop to pinch hit. So they wouldn't have anybody to play short, so they need Schofield to swing. 6 is in play. 44, going to be out of range. That is a liner right to the second baseman, Mike Fischlin. 1 down. Here's Gary Pettis. 5 is tough. 10 struck him out. Gary Pettis is out of there. 2 down. Bobby Grich will be called back, and they will go to the bench to give some of their bench guys a chance. And Rob Wilfong will pick up a bat. and he will take over at second base as well for the Angels. So Rob Wilfong is your pinch hitter. So Wilfong takes over for Gritch. Stoddard, 8 is tough. 75, that's out of range. 75 is a fly to center to end the inning. So an uneventful 8th inning for the Angels. We go to the 9th of an 8-0 ball game. New pitcher for the Angels will be Doug Corbett. He'll be coming in to kind of do some mop-up duty. Will Mr. Corbett. Mop-up duty. And I believe Rod Scurry is loosening the Yankee bullpen. They may use him in the 9th. I don't know yet. We'll see. Right now, Corbett will be on to face Don Mattingly. Yankees can't sub out anymore. They've used everybody, so the 9 they have out there is who they have. 3 is in play, 0-2, and that is a double for Don Mattingly. Leadoff double, and the hit parade continues. Don Mattingly with a leadoff double. Brings up Winfield. Eight is in play, 15. That's a base hit, and they're going to hold Mattingly at third. Again, station to station with the score being what it is. Until you get to 2 outs, then we will honor the extra base on a base rating of 6 or better. But right now, we're just going to do station to station. Cotto. 7 is patient, 20, and that is a walk. That's going to load the bases. So Corbett having some serious issues. He has now loaded the bases, a double, a single, and a walk. Have loaded the bases with nobody out for Dan Pasqua. And the Angels really don't want to have to go to another pitcher if they can avoid it. So I think this is Corbett to take the brunt right here. The infield is in. 9 is in play, 68. 68 is a ground ball to short. So let's check the infield in chart and see what we have. So I need to go to the chart for the infield in. Need to find that chart. It's a ground out. Let's check out ground out. Infield in, play at home. All right, here we go. Infield in or quarters in. Let's see. All right, so we got this result here, the 2d6s. It says re-roll them, so we're going to re-roll them and see what we get. So let's re-roll the 2d6s, and we get a 5. And it says, batter out, run on first, advances, other runners hold. Well, they're forced, so they can't do it. It has to be a play at home. So let's try this one on the play at home. It says here, batter safe at first, other runners advance 1 base, cannot advance base. Compare 2d6 total to the runner's run rating. Mattingly's run rating, let's check his run rating because the 2d6s are a 5. And Mattingly's run rating, to figure all this out, is he runs at a 6. So let's see, he may have beaten this home. Let's see. If the 2d6 total equals the run rating, the runner is safe when the percentile dice result is 0 to 49. Let's see here. This is kind of confusing. I haven't had to play the infield in very often. Boy, how do you play this? Because that's a 5. It would be a double play in most instances. You know what? 8-0. I don't think they have the infield in actually because the game's already over. They want out, so we're going to call it a double play that Mattingly scores. Winfield will go to third, and everybody else is out. I think that's the better, more realistic result because they need outs. So they're not worried about 1 run. If it was a closer game, they'd have the infield in. But in this case, Pasqua with the ground ball, I believe it showed it went to short. So it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. The run will score to make it 9-0. Winfield will score. I'm sorry, Mattingly will score, and Winfield will go to third. I think that's the fairest way to do that, now that I think about it. That's what more realistic what they would do, because they just want to get out of here. They're not worried about cutting a run off. They want to get out of here with some outs. Corbett now 9 in play. 59 is going to be out, and that is a fly to left to end the inning. So the Yankees get a run, but that's all they get. It's 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And I don't believe there's a whole lot of 9th inning magic on a 9-0 deficit. And coming up for the Angels will be Joyner, Downing, and Hendrick. So they're going to bring in... Well, actually, Stoddard is a long reliever, so they're going to let him pitch this inning as well. So we're going to get Joyner, but then we're going to get pinch hitters for Downing and Hendrick. We will have Rupert Jones and Jack Howell do the pinch hitting. Jack Howell will hit for Downing, and Rupert Jones will hit for Hendrick. So that way some of the Angel batters can get some at-bats in the series. So it's going to be Joyner, Howell, and Jones. Joyner, Howell, and Jones. Sounds like a law firm. But that's who's in there. Try to wrap this game up. It is 9-0. Stoddard facing Joyner. 4 is Patient. 13, that's a walk to Joyner. So Wally Joyner gets himself a leadoff walk, and now Jack Howell, the pinch hitter, I believe this is his first at-bat of the series. 12 is in play. 57 is out of range. 57 is a ground ball to third. That's a 12, though, so that means runners are going to advance. The only play is at first when it's a 12. So runner will advance on the ground out, and it's going to go on that 57 result. It goes ground ball to third, so it's a 5-3 put out. And that's going to bring up Rupert Jones. So that leaves Devon White as the only guy on the bench that hasn't played. And he might get a chance to pinch hit. You never know. 12 again is in play. 49, and that's out of play. 49 is a ground ball to third. Runners are going to hold. It's 2 down. And Reggie Jackson the batter, but they will call him back, and they're going to go ahead and let Devon White hit so they can get everybody in the game. Might as well when it's 9-0. Why not? What's it going to hurt? So Devon White will pinch hit for Reggie Jackson against Tim Stoddard. 5 is tough, 47, and Devon White gets himself a base hit with 2 outs. Let's see, can Joyner score? He runs at a 6, so with 2 outs, he will score. So the shutout is gone, and Devon White comes up with a RBI single, just kind of thrown in as an add-on, and he comes through with a base hit to break up the shutout. It is now a 9-1 game. And here's DeSensei. Stoddard trying to finish this thing out. 9 is tough, 62. He has just done it. To fly to right to end the inning, but at least the Angels got off the schneid. They do pick up a run to end the ball game at 9-1. I'll pause the video, come back with the totals, and set it up for the next game. Okay, we're back for the totals. Yankees win it 9-1, 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors, 7 left. Angels 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 6 left. Winning pitcher was Ron Guidry. Loser was Don Sutton. If you look to Game 4, your Game 4 pitchers, it'll be Joe Niekro for the Yankees against Kirk McCaskill for the Angels. So just looking at the records, McCaskill was 17-10 with a 3.36. Niekro 9-10 with a 4.87. So you would think the advantage would be to the Angels with that pitching matchup, but coming off a stunning 9-1 loss, the momentum is definitely with the Yankees. So we'll see what happens. Yankees take a 2-1 lead, and it's backs against the wall for the Angels. They can't afford to go down 3-1 with only 1 remaining at home and possibly 2 at Yankee Stadium. So don't want to drop that third game so quickly. So pressure on Kirk McCaskill and the Angels. So, despite the blowout, I hope you enjoyed that presentation of Payoff Pitch 1986 style. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.